Harlequin Special Release and HarlequinAudio present Taming a Texan, featuring Christopher, Luke, Guy, and Hank, by Diana Palmer, performed by Todd Mclaren. Dear listener, I can't believe that it has been 30 years since my first Long Tall Texans book, Calhoun, debuted. This series was suggested by my former editor, Tara Gavin, who asked if I might like to set stories in a fictional town of my own design. Would I? And the rest is history. As the years went by, I found more and more sexy ranchers and cowboys to add to the collection. My readers, especially Amy, found time to gift me with a notebook listing every single one of them, wives and kids and connections to other families in my own Texas town of Jacobsville. Eventually, the town got a little too big for me, so I added another smaller town called Comanche Wells and began to fill it up too. You can't imagine how much pleasure this series has given me. I continue to add to the population of Jacobs County, Texas, and I have no plans to stop. Ever. I hope all of you enjoy reading the Long Tall Texans as much as I enjoy writing them. Thank you all for your kindness and loyalty and friendship. I am your biggest fan. Love, Diana Palmer. Christopher. Chapter 1. Tansy Deverell was missing again. In fact, she'd been missing for a week. It disturbed Christopher Deverell when he couldn't find his mother, who was in her 70s. More particularly, it disturbed him when the famous Larson Detective Agency of Houston, Texas, couldn't find her. Chris had come home from a trip to Spain to find the family in an uproar over the matriarch's disappearance. Tansy was known for her madcap lifestyle, and she tended to cause scandals wherever she went. Chris's older brother, Logan, lived in Houston with his wife, Kit, and their new son, Bryce. Since Logan's marriage, Tansy had become even wilder than usual. She was a diabetic who was on insulin and had to watch her diet very carefully, and Chris worried that she might indulge too much in her travels. For a woman in her early 70s, Tansy was adventurous indeed. Old age, she often said, would have to run very fast in order to catch up with her. She wasn't kidding. On a whim, Chris had traveled to Jacobsville, Texas, to see his cousin, Emmett Deverell. In the past, nobody visited Emmett unless they were nuts. But now that Emmett had married Melody and they had settled down nicely with his 3 children from his first marriage, Emmett had mellowed. He managed a ranch for Ted Regan, in which he now had a partnership. Things were looking prosperous there, and Tansy might have detoured to visit them. But she hadn't. Chris met with disappointment. Emmett hadn't seen nor heard from Tansy in months. Chris drove into town and had lunch at the local high-class restaurant, sitting alone at a corner table with his steak and salad, while he brooded about his mother. Logan hadn't been overly concerned. It was amusing how the brothers had changed over the years. In the past, Logan was the straight-laced, worrying one. Now he was more relaxed and less anxious, especially since his marriage. On the other hand, Chris had been almost as madcap as their mother when he was younger, and women had passed through his life like butterflies. He was 33, and a devastating automobile accident had left him with a different view of the world. His once handsome face was now less pleasing to the eye, 2 long furrows having been carved into one lean cheek by shattered glass. He'd lost the sight in one eye, although plastic surgery had spared him deformity. But nothing seemed to erase the scars completely, and he was too weary of hospitals and skin grafts to pursue them further. He wasn't repulsive by any stretch of the imagination. His smooth,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?